So that was a good thing. But on the pitching side, it just wasn't very good. Across the board, we just didn't execute. I think eight, 9 walks in there. And defensively, we weren't good either. So you're just not going to prevent runs that way.
With Yoshinobu, did you feel like this was a kind of a continuation of what you saw in spring training with some of his outings in which he got hit around, or did you notice something different about his outing today?
It was, yeah, I think that's fair. I think it was similar to the last couple in the sense of just didn't have the command. And so, it's not about the stuff. When you're a command guy, which he's been his entire career, his life, and you just misfire, get behind in counts, hit batters. That's just not who he is. And so we just got to get back to refining the delivery, tightening up the command, and he'll be fine. But, it's just one of those things that he's an easy guy that, he'll bounce back from this.
Bill, do you think nerves were a factor in his first inning?
I'd like to say not. I'm sure there was some excitement, some adrenaline. The first pitch, base hit, probably shook him up a little bit. But, he's given up hits in his lifetime. So I'd like to – I know he's not running from it. So nerves maybe, but it's probably a better question for him.
And what did you think of the game Mookie had?
Fantastic game on both sides of the baseball. He's adjusting really well, and he's a spark plug. And as everyone knows, as he goes, the offense goes, and he just continues to take, really good at bats. He's feeling really good at the plate, and the homer, even that base hit off Suarez, that's a tough at bat. So he's just doing everything we need from him.
We'll go to Jack in the second row.
Do you think any of the off the field stuff today just made it more difficult for you guys to lock in, all being at the end of a trip, knowing you're going home after this? Anything like that?
I don't think so. I think that this team's been through a lot as far as the core guys over the years, and I don't think that, I know that it didn't affect Yoshinobu. I believe that, and we just kind of got behind the 8 ball tonight. And position player-wise, I thought that we hung in there pretty well.
And then with Muncy, like you guys had talked a lot about the work he was putting in defensively this spring. To see him struggle a little bit there today, is that a cause of concern, especially, early in the year? Kind of similar thing happened last year with him.
I wouldn't say, he's worked his tail off, the physical part of it, coming in early, getting a routine down, working with Dino, and, on just being a much better defender than he was last year. And certainly tonight wasn't, I think indicative of what's going to happen going forward. But obviously, there's plays that need to be made for sure.
Do 2 more, starting with Jim.
Okay. Now, you're going to take 2 long trips to do this series in Korea. And obviously, you've got 160 games left in this regular season. So in the big picture, is this trip a plus overall for your team?
Absolutely. It's an absolute plus. Obviously we'd like to win 2, but to come out of this series 1-1, keep our guys healthy, pray that we get home safely, both teams get home safely. And you look at bringing Major League Baseball here to South Korea, it's been a win for everyone. And I can't say it enough how great we felt being welcomed here, and the accommodations and everything, the fans, the interest, the excitement, and we came away with a split. So, it was absolutely successful.
We'll finish up in the first row on your right here.
With all that was going on with Ipe yesterday, did that have any effect on the players' performance, or was it just business as normal?
Business as normal.
All right, Dave, thanks for everything throughout this whole series. Appreciate it. From the Padres, we're expecting Mike Schultz, Jake Cronenworth, and Xander Bogaerts. congratulations on your first win as the manager of the Padres. All right, if you have a question, just raise your hand. Who's got the first question? We'll start with Bob Julie, right here on your right.
Mike, congratulations on the first victory. How does it feel to get that first one wearing the brown and gold for yourself?
Thanks, Gan. I appreciate it. Yeah, it means a lot for the group. You know, I'm really proud of this group. The way we did it, complete identity game. You know, a lot of courage, a lot of toughness, a lot of fight. To have that kind of game early, especially after coming back of a tough one yesterday, and to come back and fight for it like we did tonight, and you know, keep going. I mean, they came clearly back at us. It's like a heavyweight fight, and so it really feels good. But no, it's a really big identity game for our group. We talk about that a lot, and they put it on display tonight how they competed.
How important was it to continue to come back the way you guys did? You talked about the resiliency, but also from the offensive side. That was an issue for this offense last year, but you guys were able to continue to come back and add on.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. You know, staying hungry, keep having a good at bats, be the best at getting better. Guys were hungry, great at bats the whole way through. I mean, basically go down the whole lineup, you know, starting with Bogey. He set the tone. Toddy, great at bats. Crony, what a day, man. You know, lays out 4 ropes and sac fly. You know, Manny with the big homer to you know, give us some space that we, you know, was nice to have. And, of course, Campy had a nice day, and Jackson Merrill, how about that first knock? So just relentless. Loved it.
I'm right behind Bob, Jim.
Yeah, 2 things. One, did you have a specific plan against Yamamoto today to?
Yeah, you know, we talked before the game. Scan asked a question about, you know, what we'd seen and looked for, and you know, we just look for basically, you know, ball up the middle of the plate and put a good swing on him, and guys had good approaches and good at bats.
Okay, and the other one was about Robert Suarez. How important was it for him to come back and have a big game?
That was huge. You know, he came in. I mean, look, we don't necessarily want to go ideally to a guy. I mean, you know, we went through our pitching. You know, they took a lot of good at bats, and you know, Suarez is his spot with a 3-run game to go get Mookie, and you know, he came back and got a Tani in the inning and went out and won 2-3 in the ninth. So ball came out really good. You know, he's hitting a 99-100, so it was a good day for Robert. First save.
Go to Doe to your left, Mike.
Mike, this being the start of the NL West race, is there a statement of a sort to be made with 2 games like this against an opponent like that as part of a divisional race?
Yeah, I mean, you know, listen, it's 2 good teams going at each other. Hard fought yesterday, hard fought today. You know, ended up leaving here 1-1. You know, it was a good battle. So, you know, clearly good games, and, you know, we did our part for sure. We're going to continue to just compete against how we play the game, play the Padre baseball.
And what level of encouragement is there? That 4-run inning started by the bottom of the lineup, Wade Merrill kind of keying things there.
Yeah, good. You know, it's a good point. You know, we want to have link to our lineup, and I feel really confident we do. You know, Campy, again, had a big game. Wade had some good swings, hit the ball hard right on the screws. You know, 2 knocks. You know, Profar's having good at bats, and then of course Merrill at the bottom just dropped the head on that one, almost got out of there for his first homer. But you know, once you have that bottom of the lineup production and turns it over for the other guys, it's huge for team offense.
Do a couple more. We'll go back to Bob, Julie.
Mike, you touched on it a little bit, but Jackson Merrill getting his first hit, also Stephen Kolek getting his major league debut, getting it done. It's sort of something we talked about in terms of having the older guys and the younger guys. The younger guys contributed, and then your veteran puts the nail in the coffin. So is that sort of what you expect to see over the course of the season, and how important is it to get that production from the young guys like we saw tonight?
It's huge, Gan. I appreciate you saying that. You know, the younger guys, we had 4 guys make their major league debut in the last 2 days, you know, with Jackson and Yuki, and then, of course, Paulie last night, and now tonight Kolek. So getting that contribution, but you know, me and TJ, which I'll mention in a little bit, TJ Lasita, our traveling secretary, we're talking last night on the way back about how acclimated the young players are and the credit that they deserve for that. But let's don't underestimate the importance of our veterans welcoming them in and shepherding them in to feel comfortable to go compete and be free and just go play. Our veteran leadership's been outstanding.
One last one for Mike. All right, Mike, congratulations.
I just want to say real quick, thank you to Korea and Seoul. You know, the hospitality's been fantastic, and we've had a really good experience here, and we're very excited. And also, just a quick shout out. There's a lot of logistics that go into this, and these guys are unsung heroes. I think it's important to get it out there. I mentioned T.J. Lacita, our traveling secretary, is an absolute stud. And T.J. Laidlaw, we got a couple of T.J.s, our clubhouse guy, that made a lot of challenging things seamless for us to be able to come here and compete with not think about anything but baseball. So appreciate everybody in Seoul and appreciate those guys as well.
Thanks, Mike. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate it. Have a good night. All right. Well, welcome, Xander and Jake. Guys, if we get a question in Japanese or Korean, you can pop those on. Who has the first question for the guys? We'll start with Doe to your left, guys.
For both of you, obviously a lot happening in that game, long game, a lot of runs scored. What kind of stands out to you, or what's most meaningful to you about the show that you guys put on tonight?
I think 1 through 9, we just had quality at-bats throughout the order, not just in the first couple innings, but all the way through the rest of the game. And the bullpen and Joe, the starting pitcher, just gave us an opportunity and just kept us in the game the whole time.
I mean, we battled. It was a battle up and down the whole game, to be honest. I mean, we came out hot, we scored a lot, and then these guys, I mean, they, as you can see with the lineup that they have, they just don't give up, and you know that they're going to put up runs on the board. You know that they're just capable of that with how deep their lineup is. And every time they responded, we kind of responded back. So that was huge.
Other questions?
Is there anything in particular you guys keyed in on with Yamamoto in that first inning?
No.
What was just kind of the sequence like there, and what were you guys pointing out to each other? What kind of stood out to you guys about that 5-run frame?
I think it was just good at bats. I mean, obviously he's got amazing stuff, and just going out there and just having a quality at bat. And it seemed like that first inning, all the guys that came up had one.
Other questions? Go ahead, Doe.
Yeah, this being that you guys were in it throughout yesterday's game, that play happening, but the 2 games you guys put on here against that team, start of a divisional battle. How do you kind of see this in the big picture, the 2 games you put up here against them?
I feel like it's a nice way to bounce back. Yesterday we had a really, really tough loss, and today, we could have just went through the motions. Obviously, we're facing one of the best arms that they have over there, and we kind of got him out right after that first inning. So that was a plus for us. But as I said again, the Dodgers just kept bouncing back, kept scoring runs. So we also kept doing that, and that was a game changer until Manny pretty much hit that homer. Kind of put the icing on that cake right there.
And anything you think of when you hear that the 15 runs today for you guys, most ever Padres against the Dodgers, and most ever runs just period in a Padres-Dodgers game?
I think it's good.
We gotta come here more.
Other questions? Xander, how many different countries have you played in now?
It's a lot. Yeah, it got to be professionally at least maybe 6, 7, for sure. Japan and Taiwan also in there.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Mexico, right?
Well traveled.
Yeah. Anything else for the guys? All right. Congratulations, you guys. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that concludes tonight's post-game press conferences. We appreciate all the hospitality here in Seoul. It's a great event for the game, and we'll see you all soon.